Good evening, everyone. Along with being Military Appreciation Day, today is the first day the Players is open to fans.
Thousands of people took the opportunity to get out there and check out some of the golfers playing practice rounds on the course. Joining us with coverage from TBC Sawgrass are Channel 4's Chris Parento and Sam Gavaris. Guys, how are things out there?
You know, interestingly enough, as you mentioned, the first day the fans could come out, and Chris, I thought there were a lot of fans here today. Kind of a pent-up desire to get out here. The weather has been great. It's been warm for most of the day, but an awful lot of people wanted to see some golf. An awful lot of people appreciate the fact that the PGA Tour recognizes the military here in town. We're a big Navy town, an Air Force squadron, reserve squadron out at JIA. So this is one of those days that is capped off by Big and Rich playing too, right?
And those guys are very excited about it. Like you said, the fans very excited. They've been out here all day long. A lot of people honoring the military. Military Appreciation Day moved to Tuesday this year from its usual spot on Wednesday. Behind us on the back lawn of the clubhouse, a lot of people already gathering for that military appreciation ceremony, which begins in just under a half hour. And then after that, Big and Rich, they'll take the stage at about 6:45. Earlier today, the honoring of the military began with the Birdies for the Brave Patriots Outpost opening. Always a great ceremony out there. A lot of active, reserve, and retired military out there. It's a great spot for them to sit down, take a break if they need to during the day, all week long. It's also a great spot for them to talk to other military members. I caught up with a few people out there who said that they love what the PGA Tour does and what the Players does every year to honor the military and to thank the military as their way of giving back. I also caught up with Big and Rich a little while ago, and I'll tell you what, those guys are very excited about this concert in just about an hour.
There's no better crowd to play for than our military and their families. I mean, they are the ones that are putting it on the line, you know, so when they all get to have a good day and it's positive and everything's rocking, it's some of the greatest crowds we've ever had. And we've actually got songs like the 8th of November that was written about a Vietnam veteran. We're going to play that today. It was a big hit for us. And when you start playing those kind of songs, you really see the impact, you know, that it has. And you hit them with Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy, of course, and oh yeah, they start rocking.
What TPC is doing here as far as how the setup they've got with the military appreciation is above and beyond. And between just this one instance as well as the programs that they have to give back to the military and the children of the military has been unbelievable.
We know how fast the singer's going to sing, about 71 seconds, and they'll set their timing up there. So it's really what these guys do out in combat and training in the real world, they're just putting to use here.
Those last two guys that you heard from are the military pilots, the Navy pilots that are actually coordinating today's flyover. They say that right now the 4 F-18s are about 15 to 20 miles off our coast, Sam, getting ready for the flyover. And as you know, it'll be precise. One of the other cool things is these pins that they give out here on Military Day every year. This year we were just talking about it. This is one of the cooler pins that they've ever given out.
This is one of the best jobs. If I was in another seat, I'd want to be sitting with those guys 15, 20 miles off the coast, right? Being ready to come in and just... And I love it because they come in behind the crowd, and nobody can hear them until they're overhead, and everybody says the same thing. Man, I'd hate to be the enemy.
That's right.
Absolutely. There is no enemy, actually, on the golf course, obviously. It's an offensive game. You can't really play any defense. So when we were out talking to the players today, we had an opportunity to see them attack this golf course and look at it kind of the way that they're going to try to attack this golf course coming up on Thursday. We also saw Tiger Woods out there. We haven't seen him in competition since the Masters. Tiger says that he's fit. He's still rusty. He said he's a bit tired. And his very public breakup with Lindsey Vonn Sunday still on his mind. And the fact that this is the time of the year that he gets very kind of down because this is the anniversary of his father's death about 10 years ago.
I haven't slept. It's been these 3 days, March 3rd and May 3rd and through the 5th today. It's just brutal on me. And then with obviously on what happened on Sunday, it just adds to it.
So Tiger is kind of an enigma out here. Nobody knows whether or not, obviously a two-time champion here, but whether or not his game is fit enough for the tight fairways and the very demanding iron play you need out here. If there's one thing about the stadium course, it does identify the best player through his bag all week. You've got to drive it straight. You've got to hit your irons precisely. You've got to chip and putt brilliantly in order to win. And you look at the history of the winners here, there is no one particular kind of player that this golf course favors. It was interesting to hear Jordan Spieth say a little earlier today that this golf course is one of his favorites after so much criticism for so many years from so many players, that one of the best players, in fact the #2 ranked player in the world, says it's one of his favorite golf courses, one of the best golf courses that they play all year long. I can tell you that they've been closed for about 6 weeks. We've had perfect growing weather, and as we heard Patrick Reed say earlier today, the golf course is about as pure as anybody has ever seen it. We'll have more on that coming up on News 4 Jax at 6 live. You can hear them warming up. There may be music behind us at that time. For now, we're live at the stadium course.
All right, Sam, thanks. Chris Barrento as well. And folks, don't forget to download our Insider's Guide to the Players app. It's free and available for Apple and Android devices. It includes ticket information, where to park, the leaderboard. Just search TPC Sawgrass in the App Store.